Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more.
I was panicking as the front door slammed shut and footsteps thundered up the stairs. There was no way I could find a hiding place before being discovered. What? Emily, my 19-year-old sister, was halfway into her room when she stopped, her gaze fixed on me and my reflection in her vanity mirror. I was paralyzed with fear, feeling the tremors of her discovery. Slowly, she turned to face me. Her blue eyes scanned me from head to toe and back again before she looked around her room and refocused on me. Her expression was unreadable, perfectly neutral. Without a word, she reached for the desk chair and pulled it under her, sitting with her knees almost touching my thigh where I was perched on her vanity stool. Her silence was unbearable. After a few minutes of awkwardness, I realized I couldn't think of anything to say. I decided to cap the mascara in my hand and set it on the vanity. Her eyes followed my red nails before settling back on my face. "You must have picked a name. What is it?" she asked. "Ella," I whispered. "Well, Ella, I think we need to have a long talk, don't you agree?" What could I say but, yes? Emily shrugged slightly. "I'll start. Terry's aunt fell ill while I was visiting for the weekend, so our plans were cancelled. I came back earlier than planned, obviously, earlier than you planned, too." She scrutinized me again, her gaze lingering on my red satin bra, matching panties, and garter belt, then scanned my black nylons and 3-inch red pumps before returning to my face. Taking a deep breath, she continued, "When I saw what you'd done, I was really angry. I thought I had evidence to confront you, but now I'm not sure if I can accuse you of much more than using my makeup." I picked up the mascara tube, feeling slightly more confident, and offered it to her. "You might have had a case at another time, Emily." She glanced at the tube before setting it down on her vanity. "I'm guilty of using your room without permission, but nothing else today." She knew I was right. None of the makeup or bobby pins were hers that afternoon. It seems I jumped to conclusions, didn't I? Standing up, Emily began undressing. "You don't mind if I use my room to change while you finish whatever you were doing before my unexpected arrival, do you?" Her tone was calm and free of sarcasm. She casually discarded her sneakers, socks, sweatshirt, and jeans in a heap, not even pausing to remove her bra and panties. I couldn't remember her ever being this casual around me. Nonchalantly, she went to her dresser and grabbed a pair of black panties. "I'm going to take a shower, sis." She entered her bathroom and closed the door. This encounter with my sister was unsettling. I had imagined various scenarios of her, or, even worse, our parents, coming home and finding Ella instead of Jason, their 18-year-old son and brother. None of those scenarios matched what was actually happening. I went back to applying my makeup, trying to anticipate her next move or even my own. Emily emerged in just her bikini, her full chest bouncing as she walked to her closet. "Tell me what else you planned to wear after finishing your makeup, sis, so I can dress accordingly. I don't want to ruin your day by picking the wrong outfit." The red faux leather mini and the white lace blouse, the high-necked one. She emerged from her closet, tossing the skirt onto the bed. "Is this the blouse you meant?" "Yes." She looked at me and placed the blouse next to the skirt. Emily dressed beside her closet, putting on a black bra and sheer black pantyhose before slipping into a long-sleeve white crepe blouse and the black leather mini. She sat next to me again. I capped the red lipstick and began removing the rollers. She watched silently until all the rollers were on the vanity in their plastic bag. My dark brown hair, similar to hers but shorter, was teased, lightly brushed smooth, and styled to turn under below my ears and in back. I fluffed my full bangs and smoothed them above my plucked and penciled brows. Still silent, she observed as I put on the blouse and managed the tiny, closely spaced buttons up the back from my bra strap to the high ruffle collar. Standing, I pulled up the mid-thigh skirt, fastened it, and smoothed the blouse underneath. "Your bra shows through, and the tops of your stockings will be visible when you sit, Ella." Your bra shows too, you know. She grinned. I know. Model for me, she instructed. I walked slowly to the door, turned, and walked back, pointing my toes and aligning my feet. Emily wrinkled her lip. What were your plans before I interrupted you? I was going to go to the mall, if I had the courage. I only managed to find it once and couldn't get past the entrance before chickening out and coming home. What were you afraid of? That someone would think you weren't pretty. That's a pretty silly thought. If I were with you, would that help? Emily offered. That would probably help a lot, Emily. Would you do that for me? Just a minute. She found her scissors and moved around me, snipping hair where it curled under. Turn. The scissors snipped my bangs into an arc across my forehead. Did you do this yourself? She asked about my hairdo. I did, I replied. Very good. It suits you. Do you have a purse and jewelry, or should I use mine? I have a new purse and a pair of earrings I wanted to try. I grabbed the small red leather shoulder bag from the floor beside her vanity, set it in my lap, and took out the card with 2 red plastic clip-on earrings. After putting them on, I transferred my makeup into the new purse. May I asked, handing the purse to Emily. She examined its contents and opened the wallet. After counting the money, she glanced at my real license and the fake ID I'd made. Ella Wheeler, cute name, but you can't be my sister. Why not? I am, and I want to be, I protested. Calm down. No one will recognize you as a boy, much less Emily's brother. But consider that meeting one of my friends on a Saturday afternoon is quite likely. How would I introduce you? This is my sister, Ella. That won't work. How about saying I'm your cousin from Vermont? We've vacationed there enough that you could carry on a conversation about it. You're just visiting, she suggested. Or I could say I'm staying with you while my parents are vacationing in Europe. That way, we'd have a story for when we run into them again. Emily frowned. I didn't say this was more than a one-time thing, but we'll go with your story, okay? She slipped into a pair of black pumps and checked her black purse. You look better than just fine, cousin. Ready to go? I was thrilled. This was a dream coming true, going out as Ella with my beautiful sister by my side. I was on an incredible high. By the downstairs closet, Emily asked, it's cold. What were you planning to use for a coat? Your long black leather one? Emily shook her head. Nope, I'm wearing my coat. Wait here. She went upstairs and quickly returned with a new black leather cape lined in white satin. She removed the store tags and draped it over my shoulders. It buttons down the front, but I'll only let you do the top button. Emily fastened it below my chin. This way, everyone will get to see your pretty outfit, she grinned. The cape reached just above my hips and ended at my wrists. It swished noisily as I followed her to the car parked in the driveway. Emily was right, it was cold, and the cape provided some warmth but didn't stop the wind from blowing up my short skirt and whipping around my nyloned legs. It felt exhilarating. Sitting beside her on the bucket seat, I noticed that the tops of my dark stockings were exposed. I tried, unsuccessfully, to adjust the skirt to cover them. She slapped my hand. Stop that. If you choose to wear a skirt that short, don't try to make it magically grow longer. Accept that in a miniskirt, your legs will show. That's the point. Despite my discomfort with showing so much leg, I stopped my attempts to cover up. Emily was right, of course. As Emily parked the car, we talked about what I might like to buy. I told her I just wanted to walk around and enjoy being a girl. All right, that's fine. I want you to do that and show me you can walk normally. If you see something you like, feel free to buy it. You have over $200 in your purse. Emily got out of the car, and I followed, joining her as she waited for me. With Emily setting a steady pace, we walked side by side into the mall. It was crowded, and we were lucky to find a parking spot so close. Almost immediately, I felt the weight of the stairs on me, causing me to tremble. Relax, Ella. They're just admiring 2 attractive girls, not just you. We wandered through several clothing stores before I started to relax. As I was looking at denim skirts, I heard, "Hey, Emily." The voice came from behind a rack. "Hi, Donna." "Hey, Tom," my sister called, naming a couple of her friends I had met before as Jason. I kept my back to them while they chatted and moved to another rack, trying to create some distance. But Emily had other plans. Noticing I had moved away, she brought them over, right behind me. "Ella, I'd like you to meet some friends of mine." I was shaking, feeling exposed and nervous. I forced myself to turn and face them. "Ella, this is my friend Donna and her boyfriend Tom." "Hi," was all I could manage. Seeing Tom's eyes lingering on my legs made me wish desperately for my skirt to grow. "Ella's my cousin from Vermont. She's staying with us for a while." "Hi, Ella," Donna said with a friendly smile. "Welcome to Middleborough." Tom continued to check me out, grinning. Donna elbowed him. "Watch it, big guy. You're taken," she teased. "Hey, hi Ella," Tom said, now focusing on my face. Tom was just about to get me a Coke. "Why don't you join us?" "Love to." "Come on, Ella." I wanted no part of this but couldn't think of an easy way to decline without raising questions. Reluctantly, I moved toward the corridor and took a place beside Emily. "How do you like Jersey so far? Quite a change from the backwoods, isn't it?" "Yeah, Donna. It's different. We do have civilization back home, but nothing as big as this mall and a lot fewer people." "How long will you be staying?" Tom asked. "Not sure. I just arrived yesterday. My parents are in Europe for a few months vacation and work. Dad's working on some business connections." Talking to Tom made me feel a bit better, easing my nerves. "That's a nice cape and outfit, Ella. At least you have somewhere up there to get nice clothes." "Actually, they're my cousins," I explained. "Back home, I mostly wear jeans and flannel shirts. It's nice of her to let me dress up for a change." I thought that explanation came out pretty well. In the food court, we got our sodas and moved to a table when another girl called to Donna and greeted Emily and Tom. I didn't recognize them. "Join us," I thought, just when I was starting to relax a bit more. The girls, Brianna and Maria, introduced themselves. Brianna was blonde, and Maria was Hispanic. I felt more at ease sitting between them, away from Tom, though I wished Emily weren't on the other side of the table. After the introductions and an explanation of my presence, Brianna smiled at me, her gaze moving from my stocking tops to my face. "What do you do, Ella?" she asked. "Do?" I stammered, feeling nervous and unable to grasp the question. "You know, like work or school?" "Time to come up with something. I graduated from high school in June. I worked at a campground over the summer, teaching crafts. There aren't many job opportunities up there." "Looking for work here?" Maria asked. "Maybe, if something comes up," I replied. "Can you use a computer?" "Of course. We have electricity, running water, and indoor plumbing in Vermont too." My attempt at humor made Emily giggle. "We have an opening where I work," Maria said. "We need a pretty girl with basic office skills." "Want me to arrange an interview?" A toe brushed against my leg. I glanced over and saw Emily give me a subtle nod. I shrugged. "Sure, why not? I could use the work, and I won't get it just sitting here." "What kind of job is it, Maria?" I asked. "Receptionist. The current one is leaving, and they mentioned Friday that they'd be looking for a temporary replacement for a few months. Who knows, if they like you, there might be a permanent spot." "What's the dress code?" "You don't have the job yet, cousin. Don't splurge on a new wardrobe until you do," Emily advised. "Well, it's not jeans and sweatshirts, that's for sure. They like their receptionist to make a good first impression. Pants are allowed, but traditionally it's dresses, skirts, and heels. We're not allowed to wear suits unless we're at the manager level." "If it's just skirts and dresses, Ella, you can borrow from my wardrobe until you start earning and can build your own," Emily offered. "Maria, if you can set up an interview, What should I wear? My mind raced. Could I really pull this off? What if Ella actually got the job? Maria's smile widened as her black eyes twinkled. I'd keep that skirt in the closet. Stockings are fine, but they might prefer a longer skirt or longer stockings. Let me check something. She rummaged through her purse and wallet. Maria extended her hand. Give me some change for the phone. I'll call Jenny in personnel and see if I can set up an interview for Monday. I handed her a handful of coins, and she went to make the call. Suddenly, it hit me. Emily, what are your parents going to say about this? Her smile faded. We'll find out soon enough. They won't be back until late Tuesday. She shrugged. We'll just have to see, Ella. As everyone chatted, I sat quietly, anxiously hoping to get the job and worrying about the potential fallout if I did. I saw Maria returning and giving me a thumbs up from across the room. 9 o'clock Monday morning, Ella. Need a ride? That would be great, but don't go out of your way or be late for me. I don't live far from Emily's, and I got permission to be late, since I figured you might not have a car here. Jenny suggested a dark dress might be appropriate. I told her what you're wearing now, Maria giggled. She said if you like showing your legs in public, that's a real plus, and she expects to see them Monday. Tom chimed in. They are great legs too, Ella. He received another elbow in his ribs for the comment. Emily signaled me to get up. What time Monday, Maria? Maria told us she'd pick me up at 8:30. Thanks a lot. See you then. Brianna, Donna, and Tom all wished me luck. In the corridor, I turned to Emily. Emily, this is crazy. What about Mom and Dad? She gave me a serious look. Aren't you tired of Dad harping on you about not having a real job since school ended? As for Mom, I don't think it will be a problem. Besides, we have the weekend to sort things out if you get the job. If you don't, it's back to jeans and flannel. Ella, you'll regret it for the rest of your life if you don't at least give it your best shot. Emily. Brianna's voice startled us both. We turned to see her standing right behind us. Brianna gave me a quick, appraising look before addressing my sister. I came after you because I didn't want to say anything in front of the others. I think I can help your sister. She offered me a small smile. Emily's mouth dropped open, causing Brianna to give a nervous giggle. You can tell me to butt out, but I know what's going on and I'm offering to help. Brianna's hand gently brushed against my face, feeling the fine stubble that even a close shave hadn't entirely removed. She confirmed what I had feared. We met last summer at your barbecue, when you were in your jeans and flannel shirt phase, Ella. I don't forget, cute people. I vaguely remembered her from that brief encounter before I went out with my friends. May I join you until you finish shopping, and then we can go to my place where I can work some magic? I needed to sit and gather myself. My eyes filled with tears, though I managed to keep them from spilling and ruining my makeup. With my eyes closed, I was just about holding it together. A soft hand on my knee made me jump. It was Brianna, settling in next to Emily and me. Ella, I'm really sorry. Truly, she said softly. I gently moved her hand off my thigh and placed mine over hers, pressing it down onto the wood. I patted her hand reassuringly. What gave me away? I managed to whisper. I told you, I remember cute girls. Very few people notice the details unless they're admiring or ogling a pretty girl like you, Ella. Was there more? I need to know. Don't hold back. Her other hand brushed my eyebrow lightly. I'm a beautician, a hairdresser. Your brows were hastily plucked and aren't quite right. Just hours ago, they were even thicker. For someone as pretty as you, they're still too thick. I personally don't go for the early Madonna look. Let's not delve into that now. I want to recommend a few things, Ella. You can tell me to leave if you want, but please listen. Get your ears pierced, find a nice little black dress with accessories, and let me do a full makeover for your interview. If you can't do the first two, at least let me handle the third, on the house, as my treat. She moved closer and kissed my cheek, sending a thrill through me. I genuinely want to help, Ella. Please trust me. I agree that getting your ears pierced will boost your credibility. You should definitely take Brianna up on her offer, Emily encouraged. Brianna, can I just think this through? I needed a moment to process it all. If you think too long, you'll come up with 100 reasons not to do it. Brianna grabbed my hand, pulling me to my feet. Come on, we're getting your ears pierced. Emily, are you coming? Absolutely. They guided me to the kiosk, and before I could protest, I had 2 small silver studs in my left ear and 1 in my right. I know the perfect place for a dress, Ella. Brianna showed us a black knit sheath dress with long sleeves and a turtleneck. It was a classic, versatile piece. Emily agreed it was the ideal little black dress and bought an identical one for herself. You can borrow some of my sterling jewelry, but I'll want it back. Let's find some pretty heels to match the dress. Despite my protests that the 5-inch heels were too high, Brianna and Emily chose a pair of polished black calf pumps with ankle straps. After agreeing to cook dinner at Brianna's from her pantry to give her more time to work on me, Emily followed as I rode with Brianna to her house. Can I ask you something, Ella? Why do you dress as a girl? Brianna inquired. I'm not sure I can fully explain it. It's been a part of me since I was 3, when I sneaked into my mother's closet and tried on her shoes. It's like a forbidden fantasy. Even as a child, I knew enough to keep it a secret. Deep down, I want to be a girl. Do you ever, think about Ella when you're... Brianna's euphemism made me laugh despite the seriousness of the conversation. No. The other guys always talk about it, about sleeping with girls and bragging about their size and how hard they get. They make it a big deal. But honestly, I've never masturbated. I don't get aroused like they say they do. Brianna gave me a skeptical look. You don't believe me. I do believe you. Why would you lie about that? Have you ever talked to your doctor about it? Yeah, as much as I talk about Ella to anyone else. But you're talking to me. Yes, you're different. I don't have to worry about you reacting badly if you find out I want to be a girl. The guys once beat up another kid so badly he had to be taken away in an ambulance, just because they thought he was queer. He never came back to school. Brianna's hand rested gently on my thigh again. You're safe with me. I promise, I won't react badly. Do you like boys? Brianna had a calming presence that made me feel at ease, something I had never experienced before. No, guys don't interest me. Well, that's not quite right. Their bragging and macho behavior actually disgust me. The way they talk about girls makes me want to vomit. I want to be a girl and be with other girls. Does that make sense? Perfect sense to me. Her hand left my thigh as she pulled into her driveway and parked. Come on in, Ella. Brianna, along with Emily, showed me her charming ranch-style house and her attached salon. I thought the beauty business must be treating her well. We ended up in her bedroom. Do you want to change into something more comfortable, Ella? Brianna grinned broadly. I heard you, Brianna. Exactly what do you mean? I want to give you a complete makeover, including a bit of character development. From what you've told me and what I've read between the lines, I think you'd enjoy being controlled by another girl. I want to dress you in some of my things before we start the makeover. I want you to feel completely under my control. Are you up for it? I was both thrilled and apprehensive about this tall blonde girl's proposition. How uncomfortable will it be? I'll dress you up beautifully. I won't hurt you, but if you resist or struggle too much, it will be uncomfortable. Once you're completely helpless, I'll do the makeover. Emily had already undone the button on my skirt and pulled down the zipper. Forget cooking. My treat. I'm ordering pizza. I want to watch this. Brianna's fingers began unbuttoning my blouse. You can treat. You're the guest. Though I still had my underwear and heels on, I let Brianna wrap a red and black satin corset around my torso and hook it up. She unclipped my garter belt and attached the corset's 10 garters to hold up my stockings. Emily, please get her the new dress and shoes. I want to see how she'll look for her interview on Monday. Brianna quickly laced the corset 4 inches tighter and tied it off. If you complain about the tightness, I'll tighten it another 2 inches. Understood. Should I call you mistress? I was already uncomfortable and not enjoying this. Brianna smacked each of my rear cheeks. Want to be a smart aleck? I can make your behind smart. She delivered 2 more slaps. Emily returned with the dress and shoes. Despite the height of the 5-inch heels, I managed them with little difficulty. Take her hand, Brianna instructed, gripping one of mine. I was led to her salon. In the salon chair, Brianna and Emily strapped me in with white leather bands around my waist, lap, above my false chest, and each forearm to the chair's arms, as well as my legs together and to the chair. Brianna held up a large, pink rubber ball with a strap. I don't want any comments. Open up, Ella. She forced the ball into my mouth and then pressed it firmly with the heel of her hand until it was securely in place. Emily quickly buckled the strap behind my head. Brianna then fastened a stiff black leather collar around my neck, tilting my head back and tightening it so I could barely move. Brianna, turn her so she can't see what you're doing. No hints, let's surprise her. Any restrictions on what I can do? Brianna asked. None at all. Make her look stunning. Brianna turned to me. What do you say, Ella? Gagged, I couldn't respond, so Emily spoke for me. I think she said free rein, Brianna. In the next 15 minutes, I was bent over a portable sink for a shampoo, rinse, and a foul-smelling treatment that burned my scalp. Brianna and Emily chatted while I was left like that. I heard Emily say, "Go for it." They returned laughing, clearly enjoying their plans for me. Brianna rinsed out the treatment. While still bent over the sink, Brianna used a hook, similar to one my grandmother used for crocheting, to pull some of my hair through a piece of plastic. She carefully applied various solutions to my hair. Emily, you can help by removing her nail polish, Brianna said. Sure. Still bent over, Brianna began working on my brows. When you plucked earlier, you probably didn't realize that, aside from stray hairs, you should pluck from underneath. You made them thinner than I want by plucking on top as well. She finished by removing all my makeup. Brianna applied a cream to my face. This is a sample from the salesgirl of a new product. I only have enough for a couple of applications, but it should be sufficient. Still wearing latex gloves, Brianna rubbed the thick cream onto my face, even working it under the tight gag strap. I've never learned electrolysis, but if this works as claimed, those girls will need to learn a new skill. She used her pinky fingers to apply the cream where she had plucked my brows. Emily, if you can, please manicure the cuticles. Got it. My face and eyebrows burned. I mewed to show my discomfort and the sense of permanence in what Brianna seemed to be doing. It'll pass soon. Just stay quiet, she said. After several rinses, first the hair outside the plastic, then the hair that had been under it after Brianna removed the plastic, my hair was toweled dry and my face washed. I was finally sat upright. Emily chuckled, even with her hair wet. Ella looks very attractive, Brianna. I'm working on it, Brianna replied. The posture collar was strapped tightly to the headrest of the chair, restricting my movement further. Brianna spent a few minutes instructing Emily on how to fit plastic forms to my fingertips, under the ends of my nails. Mix this powder with the solvent, glue, and hardener, and carefully paint it on her nails and the forms. Don't worry too much about neatness on the plastic, but be precise around the edges of her nails. It's a real pain to remove if you're sloppy, so be careful. With a blow dryer, teasing brush, and scissors, Brianna worked on my hair while Emily applied a thick, milky fluid to my nails. I wanted to ask questions and talk, but, of course, I couldn't. I felt Brianna lift the hair from the side of my head. Ready? She asked. Emily laughed as clumps of hair fell away over my ear, continuing to fall around the back and over the other ear. Brianna clipped my hair up, applied hot, wet cloths to the freshly cut areas, and then lathered them. She was shaving a 2-inch wide band on the sides and a little more in the back. Wow, Brianna, That's really kinky, Emily commented, giggling. I could only see their grinning faces due to the way I was restrained. Emily worked on my nails under Brianna's guidance while Brianna finished my hair. Brianna then carefully applied individual permanent lashes all around my eyes, both upper and lower lids. These should last about a month. You'll need to come in for a refill every 3 weeks or so, and your nails will need maintenance too, Brianna instructed. Ella, I'm going to remove your gag so I can do your makeup. No talking, okay? I gave the barest nod and blinked my heavy lids. It felt amazing to have the gag out and to stretch my jaws to relieve the strain. Once the makeup was applied, Brianna and Emily worked on my new nails. I couldn't be sure, but the nails felt long and heavy on my fingertips. All done, Brianna announced cheerfully. The restraints and posture collar were removed, allowing me to move my head again. They helped me stand and balance on my heels. Go ahead and look at the new you, Brianna said, motioning me to the mirrors. Having felt most of what Brianna had done, I knew what to expect. My nails were now extended into curved talons of hot, fluorescent pink, over an inch beyond my fingertips. My eyes were surrounded by long, thick lashes and exotic makeup, with sharply penciled crescent brows. My lips were glossed to match my nails, with a white center and red outline. Brianna had used dark green eyeshadow that blended into bright greens, gold, and pale gold, and applied heavy black eyeliner around my eyes. But the biggest shock was my hair. Brianna had transformed me into a redhead. It was now a medium auburn with pale brass highlights, including the tips of my full bangs. The style was similar to what I used to wear, but she had shaved a band around and over my ears. The shaved area was less than I had anticipated, about an inch above my ears, but it extended around the back, where she had shaved more extensively. Seeing my displeasure as I lifted my hair to inspect the cut, Brianna said, "No complaint. It will grow back unless you want me to apply the same cream I used on your facial hair." Not pleased, I turned to my sister. "Why did you do this to me? I think it's best you face who you really are, Ella. Embrace the attractive girl you want to be." "I never said I wanted to look like some cyber freak, Emily." Brianna interjected. "No, you didn't. But you gave me free rein." There was no use arguing that point. "You're starting to look how I envisioned you, Ella." She rummaged through a cabinet and pulled out a long tail of hair that matched my new color. "Turn around." She combed the hairpiece into my own, securing it high with bobby pins. "I like your hair the way I cut it. This will help you get used to the style and might make you feel a bit better." Moving to the mirror, I felt 1,000 times better seeing the thigh-length, straight fall of my new hair. "Thank you. That means a lot right now, Brianna." Brianna made a face but quickly shrugged it off. "Originally, Emily was supposed to make dinner," she said with a giggle. "Sounds like Emily does Dallas, huh? But since you're ordering pizza, I'm hungry. You have enough money to take me to dinner as your payment, Ella?" "I have $82 and change. You're welcome to whatever that will buy." Her smile was a bit strange as she took in my appearance. "How's the corset?" "It hurts. It's tight, Brianna." "Good. Okay. I know a Chinese restaurant you can take your sister and me to." "Brianna, I'm bowing out," Emily said. "Keep her as long as you want. Please don't jeopardize her job opportunity on Monday." "It means a lot to her," Brianna said, grabbing her purse. Taking my hands, she pressed something into my palm and kissed me lightly on the cheek. "I want you home when I get there after work on Monday." She had given me $100. With her face still close to mine, Brianna asked, "Any problem with that, Brianna?" "None at all. Good to see you again, Deb. I'll make sure she gets to her interview and is home on time." Turning back to me, she said, "You going to be okay on your own with just a woman, Ella?" I replied, "I'll behave, Emily. Thanks." Emily laughed. "I never doubted you'd behave. Brianna will see to that." "Good night," she said with a final kiss before leaving. Brianna was already changing out of her jeans. "Use the bathroom," she instructed. When I came out, I saw her putting makeup into my purse. Brianna, now dressed in a blue, ruched satin sheath, moved past me to use the bathroom as well. Your sister left her coat for you and took the cape. I would have preferred that, but I didn't want to make a scene. Ready? Brianna, I know this is a bit forward, but may I borrow some jewelry? She went to an ornate box on her dresser. I should have thought of that and offered it. My apologies. She draped 3 graduated sterling herringbone necklaces around my neck and put a mesh-banded silver-toned watch on my left wrist. You can keep the watch. I don't wear it anymore. She added bangles to my right wrist and found several silver rings that fit. Is this enough, or do you want more? Without waiting for my answer, she slipped a ring onto my right ring finger. As we drove, I asked, Brianna, please tell me what you want me to do to please you. In time, pet, in time. Right now, I want you to just be Ella and enjoy being the very attractive girl that you are. When we arrived at the restaurant, Brianna instructed, table for 3 in your name. Do it. 3. We checked our coats, and I made my way to the table. Wait for permission to sit, Ella, Brianna whispered, then granted it. You may be seated. We took our menus, and Brianna dismissed the hostess. With the back of your left hand, flip your hair forward over your left shoulder. I did so, earning a smile. Good girl. When standing, I want your long hair down your back, outside your coat if you're wearing one. When sitting, keep it as it is now. The hostess returned with Maria, who exclaimed, Oh, wow. You look fantastic, Ella. She lifted my hair on the side to check. Brianna, you're a terrible kink. This had to be your idea. Ella, I asked Maria to come brief you on the office and everything that goes on there. I think she can help. Sure can, but I'm not sure how they'll feel about your new hairstyle. Are you going to let her wear the fall, Brianna? Absolutely. Maria was very helpful, and I appreciated it. Brianna and I returned to her house close to midnight after a wonderful evening. Don't get any ideas about sleeping with me on our first date. The couch is there, and pillows and other stuff are in the hall closet. I'll find you a nightie. By the time I had removed all her jewelry, undressed, taken off the hairpiece, removed all traces of makeup, and taken care of my ears, Brianna had already turned off the lights in her room. Wearing her long flannel nightie, I fell asleep quickly despite the day's excitement and didn't wake until she shook me awake at 8:30. Up, sleepyhead. You can wear these. I'll make us breakfast while you use the bathroom and get dressed. Don't mess with your hair or makeup, I'll teach you how to handle that yourself after we eat. The outfit she'd picked for me wasn't exactly my style. A pair of loose jeans, an oversized grey sweatshirt with a rock band logo, and bulky white socks. Brianna was dressed similarly. As I sat down, she asked, You're not wearing a corset, are you? No. Should I be? If you want to please me, yes. She seemed to read my thoughts. You might not feel pretty in what I've given you to wear, but this is what other girls wear around the house. She gestured to her own outfit. The only way to get used to a corset is to wear it all the time. I'll show you how to lace yourself properly after breakfast. Now eat. Brianna, can you also help me adjust to these? I showed her my long nails. They're taking some serious getting used to. Of course. You'll learn how to do things differently. Putting the corset back on and lacing it as tightly as the day before was a real challenge. In the salon, Brianna started teaching me how to put the fall back in and pin it securely so it wouldn't come off, even if pulled hard. Her next lesson was about setting my hair to achieve the smooth, turned-under look she'd given me earlier. After setting the rollers, she had me reshave the sides and back of my head. Don't let me catch you with stubble there again, or you'll see what you look like with no hair at all. I'm serious. She then demonstrated various makeup techniques to achieve different looks, from subtle to dramatic. By the end of the day, my appearance was strikingly transformed. All Sunday afternoon, I helped Brianna sort through her closets and drawers, organizing and cleaning out items. In return, I was rewarded with a heap of clothes she no longer wore or wanted, ranging from underwear to a black wool winter coat with a hood. We loaded everything into her car. "If you don't mind, I'll drive you home, Ella. I have some private matters to attend to today. Make sure to call Maria to arrange your pickup in the morning, and don't forget to call me tomorrow night after you get the job." Emily and Brianna helped carry all the clothes to my room and put them away. Brianna, without a word, started stuffing my old male clothing into plastic garbage bags that had just held the items she'd given me. "Brianna, stop. I need those. Mom and Dad will be home Tuesday. They can't see me dressed as Ella." She spun around quickly and hit my corseted stomach with such force that I fell to the floor. "Don't be such a bimbo, Ella. They need to be told. What are you planning to do each morning? Sneak out in jeans and find somewhere to transform into cute Ella? Stop being so naive. Are you planning to dye your red hair and try to hide the holes in your ears too?" Brianna helped me to my feet and steadied me. "You made a commitment this weekend to be Ella. There's no turning back now." Emily began assisting with the bags while I leaned against the wall, watching. Once Jason's belongings were all packed up, I helped carry them to Brianna's car. Brianna's demeanor softened as I closed the rear door on the last bag. She took my hands and said, "If things don't work out as planned, if you don't get the job, or if your parents react badly, call me, Ella." She brushed her cheek lightly against mine before pulling out of the driveway. "I think you've really made a friend there, sis," Emily remarked. On Monday, I was up extra early. Despite a sleepless night, I was extremely tense. I had thoroughly depilated to ensure my body was hairless, tended to my ears, and shaved my head. I had slept in the nightgown Brianna had given me, with curlers in my hair as she instructed. By 8:15, I was ready to start my new life.